the top Formula One drivers in the world are among the most famous, well-paid athletes in the world, and they're all men. And you mentioned that women can compete, I mean, they can legally, obviously enter that league. Is there a plan to kind of have that, create that woman driver, and what would that mean for the league? And is there like an active, I mean, obviously academy are doing that, but like, what's the path towards that?
Well, our sports are very different in that you see the athletes on court. Our athletes, they wear helmets. So actually out on track, you don't know if it's a man or a woman that's racing. All that matters is performance. But, to get a woman to Formula One, that's going to be tough, because it's tough to get to Formula One regardless of your gender. There's 20 spots on that grid. It's the pinnacle of the sport, and it's not easy. So I think this ideal of us getting a woman to Formula One, yes, we'd love to think it's going to happen. Everyone asks me, how long is it going to take? But I definitely hope that in the next 5 to 10 years, we see more and more young women progressing up in the sport and showing that it is possible. But that's only going to happen if we get it down into the grassroots level. And that means also connecting with the parents of the next generation, because an 8-year-old girl can't drive herself to a go-kart track. And it also means we need to change the perceptions of the parents, because a lot of parents say, well, my daughter's not going to race. I'll put her on a horse, but I won't put her in a go-kart. If you ask me, horses are way more dangerous. I at least have a throttle and a brake. But I think, I of course come up into situations and in meetings where people say, well, we don't think it's possible, it's so difficult. But I drove a Formula One car. I drove it. I did a race distance with the Williams Formula One team. So I know it's possible. And I know the barriers that are in place that we have to break down in order to get a woman there. But I think we exist for something much more, because just by having F1 Academy, by having Hello Sunshine, create our docuseries for Netflix, we're changing the perceptions of the sport. And of course, it's very difficult for me to have the data points. Well, how are we changing? What are the real numbers? But I feel it. I see more people, and mostly women, at the racetrack. Whenever I go to a kart track now, all these little girls come up to me and say, remember my name, I'm going to be racing in F1 Academy in 10 years. So their mindsets change, because suddenly they have something to aim for. But we're still at a junior level. At F1 Academy, it's not the big star power that the Formula One drivers have, but they come onto our grid. They support our drivers. And I think slowly but surely, you'll see that the movement will come more and more where it just becomes normal. It's not talked about anymore, male or female.